says live too.
Oh, here we go. I went to videos and it popped up.
Okay. Yeah, you think it'd be on home, but it's not. Alright, how's it sound on here? Oh, you're playing it right now? Okay. Well, the stream's working here in the sweet. We can go on here in a few minutes, do the pregame show.
I'm gonna test it.
Okay.
You can see on there.
Hey Tyler, just do like a zoom in on the team. What's that? No, I just doing a test. I got the stream up here on my phone. Okay. Actually, I can just use his. Doesn't really matter.
You changed the order on here, but
You changed the order?
yeah, you went
Okay.
based on the position, so we don't like, 1 through 9. That's fine.
Oh, I see.
But,
Okay, you got it. Cool.
yeah, that's all good. That's based on the distance.
Yeah, that's good, Tyler. Whenever you zoom in, just go really nice and easy. You don't want to go like super fast and super fast out. Just do nice and gradual, like zoom in. Yeah, and then you can keep it as is now. Yeah, that's fine. It looks perfect on here. Yeah, we're good. Yeah.
How many people typically show up to the games?
What?
How many people typically show up to the games?
I don't know part number, but I think we can just kind of estimate it. Maybe like, but there's usually quite a few in the stands here. You want your phone back, Tyler? You want your phone back? I was gonna listen to the sound.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay.
Against us, 2 grand slams.
Oh, I just heard myself.
I've never seen anything like that.
Pop, 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 pop.
gentlemen, welcome to Grady's Field in beautiful downtown Xenia, Ohio, where tonight your Xenia Scouts take on the Lake Erie Monarchs in Game 13 of the Great Lakes Summer Collegiate Baseball League season. Tonight's game is the City of Xenia Appreciation Night.
We want to thank everybody for joining us tonight in beautiful Xenia, Ohio. Got a beautiful night for baseball. Temperatures in the upper 70s, clear skies.
Please direct your attention to the pitcher's mound for tonight's first pitch, delivered by Freddie Mays.
This is game number 13 for the Xenia Scouts, playing against the Michigan Monarchs. And we'll go to tonight's first pitch.
Once we get the catcher out there, it's an important part here too. So
Every first pitch needs a catcher. Looks like he allowed it in there for a strike.
yeah, pretty big strike zone, but appreciate the generosity. I'm sure he does too. So
It's a long way for a young buck.
that's true. All right.
Well, Joel Failer with you tonight, along with my younger brother Aaron Failer, Tyler Voss on video camera.
And it's good to be with you here at Grady's Field again in Xenia, Ohio, home of the Xenia Scouts. We're looking forward to tonight's game. Again, this is the 13th game of the season against the Lake Erie Monarchs. Monarchs entering this game 5-5. The Scouts also at 500 at 6-6.
Xenia Scouts and Great Lakes Collegiate Baseball League promote good sportsmanship by athletes, coaches, and spectators.
And now it's time for the manager's exchange. You can see it at home plate.
By supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed at officials, athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition.
Let's go ahead and
Thank you.
walk through the lineup here for the
And now, for today,
away team, the Lake Erie Monarchs.
starting lineups. First, for the visiting Lake Erie Monarchs.
Sorry, shuffling things around here. Apologize for that.
Behind the plate, catching number 1, Jordan Rogers.
Our catcher here tonight for the Monarchs leading off will be Jordan
Batting
Rogers.
Second, the left fielder,
Second.
number 11, Peter On.
Will be Peter
Batting
on.
third, center
Batting
fielder,
third.
number 22, Nolan Clegg.
We'll have Nolan Clegg.
Batting
Hitting cleanup, we'll have the
hitter,
DH,
number 42, Michael McLean.
Michael McLean, number 42.
Fifth, the third baseman, number 10, Gavin Doyle.
Hitting fifth here, we'll have Gavin Doyle, number 10.
Sixth, first
Hitting
baseman,
sixth, the
number
first
5,
baseman,
Mitchell Smith.
Mitchell Smith. Hitting
Batting
seventh, the second baseman,
number 17,
Jordan Schaefer.
Jordan Schaffer. Batting eighth, right fielder, number 14, Kyle
Hitting
Burnett.
eighth here, excuse me, number 14, we'll have
Batting
Kyle
ninth,
Burnett.
Shortstop,
And
number 27,
rounding it out for the
Brendan
Monarchs,
Regan.
hitting ninth is the shortstop.
The pitcher,
Brendan Reagan.
Number 3,
And pitching tonight is
Jesse
number 3, Jesse Heikkinen.
Heikkinen. The Monarchs are managed by Jim DeSana. Now, for the starting lineup for your Xenia Scouts.
And we'll go to the Xenia Scouts starting lineup. Batting first at shortstop, Brett Williams. Next batting at second baseman, Logan Matson. Hunter Delanoy, the right fielder, batting third. Hitting cleanup tonight, the first baseman, Steven Saunders. Batting fifth at DH, Cody Canklers. He's also pitching tonight.
Batting third at
Batting sixth, the left fielder, Will Acuff.
Wayne State University,
Batting 7th, Ben Clausen, he does the catching.
Illinois.
Batting 8th, the third baseman, Brandon Wilson.
Batting cleanup at first base
And batting 9th, the center
from
fielder,
Cochise
Brett
College,
Carson.
Number 22, Stephen Saunders. Batting 5th, a designated hitter from Hillsdale College, number 18.
This is a fun thing here for these college summer leagues, Joel, to have just players coming from all over the country, different schools playing together for a summer. It just makes for a really interesting lineup, interesting time. It's cool to see where all these guys come from just to play here in the Great Lake Summer League. Just for the Xenia Scouts alone, as I'm sure some of you know that listen to this regularly, got players here from a number of different schools: University of Alabama, Huntsville, Delta State, Houghton College, Auburn University, even Hillsdale College of Michigan, Cedarville University, fairly close. So just a good mix here of Division I schools, some of the smaller NAIA schools or Division II schools. It's a really cool mix here to see all these different players coming together for a summer of baseball.
No, it's just fun to see the camaraderie these guys can create just in a couple of months of playing ball together, and really friendships will last a lifetime.
Hargrove and Drew Osborne.
Our umpires for the evening were just introduced, and sadly there was no love for them. So hopefully that changes throughout the game.
Yeah, it's better than a hockey game. Hockey games, they want to boo the refs when they come on the hockey ice. Well, we're going to pause for the prayer, followed by the Star Spangled Banner.
That includes the game we love, ourselves, our teammates. And tonight, thanks for giving us another day, another night, another breath. We pray that you would smile upon what you see in the way that we conduct ourselves. We look forward to making you a little more famous. We pray these things in the name of Jesus. Amen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem presented by the City of Xenia's Mayor, Sarah Mays.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, and welcome back again to Grady's Field, home of the Xenia Scouts. We just had our opening prayer and national anthem. The national anthem tonight was sung by the mayor of Xenia herself, so it's really great to have that done by her and sung by her just as part of what happens here with the Xenia Scouts and Athletes in Action. Again, starting pitcher for the Scouts today is Cody Kanklers. He's warming up on the mound now, and we'll have our first pitch for you here in just a moment.
Folks, Tim Watkins was originally scheduled to pitch tonight. He was actually scratched from tonight's roster with an injury in his fingers. Therefore, Kankler is taking over for the mound tonight. Otherwise, manager Bubba Cates told us before the game that the guys are healthy, the team is feeling good, and we're ready for another game of baseball tonight. That's about all he shared with us, so let's wish the Scouts a good luck and May everybody play a good game.
All right, looks like we're getting ready for first pitch here. Again, Jordan Rogers, the catcher from Chicago, Illinois, from the University of Michigan here, will be leading off for the Lake Erie Monarchs.
Leading off, the catcher number 1, Jordan Rogers.
Rogers on the year, struggling a little bit, only hitting 176 right now. That's 6 hits and 34 at bats. He'll look to break that streak here. Will not improve his average today here in Xenia.
And folks, this is Cody Cancler's first start of the season. He has pitched in 2 games already, with 5 innings pitched.
First pitch here. Rogers takes for a strike down the middle. Count 0-1.
Cancler comes in with an ERA of 1.40.
Second pitch down and away for a ball. That'll be a strike swinging there.
Just about knocked him off his feet.
Count now 1-2. And Rogers is a fairly patient hitter, does have 7 walks on the season. Ooh, that pitch just a little bit high there for ball 2.
Looked like a hesitation pitch there. He kind of paused before he delivered that pitch.
Definitely trying to throw off the batter anytime you can. And that pitch will be a little bit low. Full count now.
The hesitation pitch made famous by Satchel Paige.
And there it is again. He's going to get a strikeout swinging. So that will be the first out here for the Scouts. First strikeout on the evening for Cody Canclers.
Now batting second, number 11.
And we'll chalk up our first K up here on our board in the press box.
Thanks for joining us tonight, folks, here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We have had a few technical difficulties earlier in the season, but we got things going well tonight.
Peter On's going to foul that one off for the first strike in his at-bat. On number 11 is a sophomore from Michigan State University. Count now 0-1. Here's the second pitch. Off speed, outside. Ball 1. Canclers again here, the windup. And that pitch will be just a bit high.
Looked like a fastball high there. It's important, Aaron, to attack the batter with the fastball, but go off speed to get him off his rhythm.
Yeah, Cancler's doing a good job trying to mix up speed so far. And On did get a piece of that one, but that'll be fouled back over the backstop. Count now 2-2.
That was that hesitation pitch again.
Yeah, he's thrown that a few times now, Canclers has, so just trying to keep the batters guessing. We'll see it again right there. And that's going to be his called strike. Yep, called strike 3 there on the outside corner. So that's 2 outs now. 2 strikeouts for Cody Canclers.
Boy, On wasn't happy about that pitch. He thought he deserved a ball there.
Yeah, definitely on the edge. It was close, but anytime it's close with 2 strikes, you have to protect. And he took a risk there, and it did not pay off that time. So now we know where the strike zone is. Canclers is going to be a little bit outside or maybe low on that pitch there. So the count now 0-1 due to center fielder Clegg. And that's going to be a pop-up here to right field. Should be a pretty easy put-out, and it will be the 3rd out of the inning. So 3 up, 3 down for the Xenia Scouts. We'll be right back here for the bottom of the 1st.
On the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Here's a little fan update for you. Tim Watkins, number 8, was the co-pitcher of the week last week. Give a hand to Tim. Number 12.
All right, welcome back to Grady's Field on the Xenia Sports Network.
Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Xenia Scouts Radio Network. I apologize for that.
The bottom half of the first inning here. Leading off for the Scouts, we've got the shortstop, Brett Williams.
That'll be a called strike here, a little high, but in the zone. Definitely not a bad pitch to take there.
This is Heikkinen's third start here for the Monarchs. He's pitched 14 innings.
Now Brett Williams, soft ground ball over to third base. That'll be an easy put out there. So that'll be the first out for the Scouts. Good play from the third baseman, Gavin Doyle. Now that will bring up to the plate number 16, Logan Matson. He's the second baseman. That'll be the first pitch will be a called strike. Matson now is actually has the second highest batting average on the team, hitting .356 so far this season. That will be a strike swinging there. Actually looks like he got a piece of it, but caught by the catcher. So 2 strikes now. No balls. Count as 0-2. And called strike 3 down in the zone. Don't think Matson was too thrilled about that one. I was surprised. The pitcher there, Heikkinen, did not come with an off-speed pitch, but again went with a third fastball. So good control from him so far. Good command of his pitching.
He just took it right to him, and Heikkinen comes in with the game with a record of 0-1, ERA of .250. Big lefty on the hill for the Monarchs, and he looks like he's got some good command here tonight.
That'll be another first pitch strike down the middle. The right fielder, Hunter Delanoy, took a ball there, so now the count is 1-1. And it's going to be a high fly ball. Shallow right field should be an easy out here, and it will be. So that will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down for the Xenia Scouts. After 1 inning, score is 0-0.
No runs, no hits, and no errors.
Are you hungry?
All right, we will be right back here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Head over to our concession stand where we are offering an all-star menu of delicious eats and a variety of cold drinks. In addition to a meal purchase, you will also receive a free bag of popcorn. There's another quickie. Please return all foul balls to the press box when they go out of play. Thank you. Now stepping to the plate, designated hitter number 42, Michael McLean.
All right, welcome back to the top of the second inning here between the Lake Erie Monarchs and your host Xenia Scouts here in lovely Xenia, Ohio. Leading off this inning will be number 42, Michael McLean, the designated hitter. It's going to be a hard hit ground ball to the shortstop. Should be an easy out here, and it will be. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good efficiency for Cody Kinclairs.
Stepping to the
And
plate,
that will bring up here the third baseman, Gavin Doyle.
number 10.
Doyle has
Gavin
already had one
Doyle.
put out in this game, so good defensive game so far. One ball hit to him and one put out. We'll see what he can do here at the plate. That'll be a little bit inside, but fall for a strike. 0-1 now. Second pitch here will be a hard hit line drive out to center field. Should be for an easy base hit. So that's our first hit of the game.
Well, he didn't try to do too much there. He just took what they gave him and he drilled one to center field. Nice piece of hitting.
Definitely what you want to see out of the 5-hole in any lineup here. So
First baseman, number
definitely a good way to
5,
start the
Will
inning.
Smith.
One man on, one man out. There'd be a first pitch ball there
Well,
to our first baseman.
let's see how Kinclairs responds to the runner on here.
And this is Mitchell Smith here, number 5. And looks like a hit and run there.
Chopper to the
run-
right side.
Both runners will be safe.
That ball chopped to the right side and really couldn't make a play on it. It was right in between
Now to the plate,
scouts, first and second baseman Matson
number 17,
and
Jordan
Saunders.
Schaffer.
Yeah, just a softly hit enough ball that the second baseman wasn't able to get to it in time and make a play. So now there's 1 out, 2 men on, runners on first and second. So a little bit of a trouble spot here for the scouts. We'll see what they can do to get out of it. That'll be a first pitch strike there from Kinclairs to number 17, Jordan Schaefer. And he'll foul that one back to the backstop. Count now 0-2. Kinclairs tried to go with a high breaking pitch there. Didn't break quite how he wanted to. So that'll be the first ball. Now the count is 1-2. Again, runners on first and second.
Jordan Schaefer from Indiana State University.
We'll fight off an inside breaking ball there for a foul ball. Knock that one out over the first base side. And here is the pitch, and that will be a strike 3 swinging there. So good pitch from Cody Kinclairs trying to jam Schaefer inside, and he did. So an empty trip for him.
No,
2 outs now.
Kinclairs is going to work himself out of a jam here.
Definitely trying to, at least here. Now number 14, Kyle Burnett is up. Now,
Burnett, an outfielder from Northwestern, senior, hometown Dallas, Texas.
a long way from home here, playing in Xenia, Ohio. So
Well, it must feel like a nice, cool night for him, being from Texas. I mean, a 70-degree summer night is probably nothing to him.
yeah, definitely with all the rain we've been having too in the area. I'm sure he's really enjoying the cooler temperatures than what he would be getting back home.
And the green grass.
The very green grass, yeah, and artificial turf here if you're watching online or with us here in Xenia, and that'll be a swinging strike there.
Well, I would like to add this turf field has been nicely, newly turfed, I should say, recently. Patched up and all turfed bullpens.
That'll be a ball low and away. Count now 3-1. I got to tell you, Joel, the best part about a turf field is the lines never get messed up.
And the catcher doesn't, or the umpire never has to brush off home plate.
Exactly. That's a good part there. Kinclairs is going to check his runners at first and second. We'll wait on our next pitch here. So 3-1. generally regarded as the hitter's count here for Kyle Burnett. And he's going to take ball 4. Canclers didn't miss by much, but it was, in fact, a ball a little low and inside.
That'll load up the bases here.
Yeah, bases are now loaded.
Shortstop, number 27, Brendan Regan.
Well, the number 9 hitter next up, Brandon Regan, the shortstop. Still just 1 out.
That'll be a called strike there. Now, Regan only hits .222 so far on the season. Looks to be a speedster in the 9-hole here, but not the greatest hitter.
I apologize, folks. There are 2 outs.
That pitch is going to be a little high. Again, Canclers had a hard time locating that breaking ball. He's got a couple guys to whiff on it so far, but if it hasn't been close to the strike zone, well, it really hasn't been close to the strike zone. It's been pretty up and out.
Home plate umpire being consistent here.
That's definitely what you want to see, and that's going to be a hard hit ball to first base, and we're going to get a quick flip from the first baseman. The Canclers coming over to cover the first, get the out there, and the Xenia Scouts will get out of the jam. So at the end of the bottom of the second, still no outs. I believe 1 hit there. Oh, 2 hits, excuse me. And we'll be right back here for the bottom of the second on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
T-shirts, and many other items you can purchase to support your Xenia Scouts. Stepping to the plate, first baseman, number 22, Steven Saunders.
Well, welcome back tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the bottom half of the second inning. Xenia Scouts up to bat.
Our first baseman, Steven Saunders here, the cleanup hitter, will be first up. And he'll take 1 pitch low and a little bit outside for ball 1.
Heikkinen comes back to the hill for the Monarchs, leading the team in innings pitched with 14.
We're going to see Saunders falling off here towards the first base side. Count now 1-1, and here's the pitch. That'll be a little bit of chin music there for ball 2. Saunders going to hit a shallow fly ball here to center field. Should be an easy out for the left fielder. And that will be the first out of the inning.
And now batting for the Scouts,
That was on the left
pitcher
field.
number 18, Cody
Peter on calling off the shortstop, Brendan Regan. And that will bring up the DH and the pitcher in today's game, Cody Canclers. First pitch will fall in for a strike. Count now 0-1. Strike 2 coming here pretty quick.
He really holds that back bat, doesn't he? Kind of reminds you of Gary Sheffield a little bit.
Doesn't wave around quite as much as Sheffield did, but yeah. I see how you see the resemblance there. That's going to be a hard hit ball out to center field. Tailing a little bit, but should be still a routine fly ball there for the center fielder. And that will be the second out of the inning.
2 quick outs for the Scouts so far. Just a can of corn play, Aaron. Do you know what a can of corn, where that phrase came from?
I can't say I do.
Well, I'll tell you.
I'm sure you will.
In the old grocery store, the grocer used to keep the corn on the top shelf, and he would knock it down with a stick and then catch it in his apron. That's where the phrase came from, can of corn.
I don't believe that for a second. So here on out, anything you hear on air, do not believe from my counterpart and brother Joel Failer.
Hey, I'm telling you. I've got sources. We'll put them in the comments section here.
All right. Count now here 1-1 for Will Acuff. And swinging strike 2. Count now 1-2. And here's the pitch. Ball outside. Now count 2-2. Really, Scouts have not been able to do too much here against the pitcher, Jesse Heikkinen. It's going to be a foul ball over toward the third base side, kind of near the dugout.
Yeah, Jesse been dominant so far, but it's still early on, and we'll see how the Scouts adjust to him.
Especially be interesting once they get through the lineup through the first time. Oh, that'll be a hard hit ball there over to right field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So I spoke too soon, it seems like.
Now, Scout's first hit, nice piece of hitting there.
Nobody no hits the Scout!
And that's why nobody no hits the Scouts, is what we heard from the crowd here. So now the catcher here, number 3, Ben Clausen, will be up.
Clausen from Lancaster, New York. Senior at Houghton College. Bats right, throws right. Where's number 3 for the Scouts?
And big swing and a miss there, bringing the count to 1-1. Clausen hitting .273 on the year. Fine piece of work so far through 12 games. However, only scored 2 runs. And the runner goes. It's going to be a foul ball. So
Wasted effort there, unfortunately.
Yep. Acuff's going to have to find his way back to first base. Like the aggression there on the bases from the Scouts, though. 2 outs, haven't gotten too much momentum here. Definitely want to take advantage of anybody you can get on base.
Some guys, they steal when they're called to, and other guys, they just steal on whenever they can.
And that's going to be a foul tip caught by the catcher for strike 3. So that will bring us to the end of the inning. 1 hit, no errors. Still 0-0. We'll be right back here for the 3rd inning.
Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
This is Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Hey folks, in baseball, success requires a combination of strength and conditioning. When it's time for the Scouts to work out, they head to Snap Fitness. Snap Fitness, the official gym of the Xenia Scouts.
Jordan. Welcome back tonight with us, folks. Here for the top of the third inning.
Batting number
Leading off for the Monarchs, number 1, Jordan Rogers, the catcher.
Rogers is the leadoff hitter, so through 2 innings, we made it through the lineup for the Monarchs, so it's top of the lineup here.
Cody Clanklert's still on the hill for Xenia. Delivers a pitch and it's fouled off.
It's going to be an 0-2 count now for Rogers, and he did strike out in his first at bat. And count that as a second strikeout for him. I believe the third on the night for Clanklert's. Hate to see an error when they're throwing it around the horn. Hopefully it doesn't mess things up for Clanklert's going forward here.
Well, it's better to err when it doesn't count than by giving up a base runner.
Well, that is true. That is true. Got to agree with you there. If you're just joining us here, I am your guest broadcaster tonight, Aaron Failer. It's good to be here working with my brother Joel. It's good to call a game here. And we're going to get a high fly ball out here to center field, and that will be an out. Good piece of work there by the center fielder.
Brett Carson,
excuse me.
On the run, made the running catch. Nice grab. And the fly ball was by the left fielder.
to the plate, center fielder, number 22.
That was Peter on, yes.
Peter on.
Yep. So 2 outs now. 2 up, 2 down so far. Now we're seeing number 22, Nolan Clegg, hitting third here. He's a sophomore from Ohio State.
Monarch center fielder.
And he'll take a second strike here. So now the count 0-2. So Clankler is working here pretty quick. Got himself caught into a jam in the last inning and doing what he can to get out of it now. Preventative maintenance is what they call this, Joel. And that's going to be a pitch outside. That was a joke, and you didn't laugh.
Well, I wasn't sure if I should tell you, that's I don't buy that or what.
Well, sometimes you do what you can and to get a laugh, and you don't. But Cody Clankler is probably laughing right now. He's got a 4th strikeout here on the night. So no hits, no errors, 0-0. We'll be right back. Xenia Sports Radio Network.
Now stepping to the plate, leading off.
Welcome back, folks, for the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Number 9, Brandon Wilson.
Got Heikkinen still on the hill tonight for the Monarchs. And leading off with the Scouts is
That's number 9, the third baseman, Wilson.
thanks, Aaron.
A hard hit ball over to third baseman Doyle, and that'll be a first out of the inning here.
One down for the Scouts.
Now, in his first plate appearance this evening, number 27, center fielder.
Up next is number 27, the center fielder, Brett Carson. making his first plate appearance of the evening.
Another hard hit ball to third base.
Diving stop by the third baseman. Throws over to first. Got him.
Nolan Doyle having a night so far. I believe that's his third, maybe I believe three putouts now.
At least, yeah, that was a nice web gem there. A nice diving play.
That's why they call it the hot corner.
You played the hot corner back in high school, didn't you?
I did play third base. One thing that's interesting about Nolan Doyle, not a lot of guys do this. He's playing really close to the cut of the grass, or where the turf changes colors, I guess, on this field. But just giving himself a lot less time to react. But the nice thing is he's not going to get any unexpected hops there playing that close. Coming off what might normally be a lip there, and how the grass translates to the dirt of the infield.
You're right. Not much transition there on the turf. That pitch outside for a ball.
Now Brett Williams, the leadoff hitter.
Swing and a miss. Count now 2 balls and a strike.
Williams did square up for a bunt with his first pitch, but pulled back in time.
Now the pitch.
Just trying to get it going on. And
little dribbler to third base again for the easy play.
And who else but Nolan Doyle? So 3 up, 3 down. Nolan Doyle, the All-Star, is having a great game over at third base.
Still no score. We go to the 4th on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Hey folks, are you feeling just a little more hungry? The special meal tonight at the concession stand is Chef Robert's famous hot dog brat topped with mac and cheese, bacon, and barbecue. It also includes a bag of chips and a drink for only $5. So head on over to the concession stand now for this delicious meal served by Chef Deb. As always, free popcorn when you purchase a meal. Now to the plate, designated hitter number 42, Michael McLean.
And we're back for the 4th inning. Thanks for being with us tonight. Top of the 4th, Cody Kinkler still on the hill for Xenia. He's pitching to the designated hitter McLean. And that first pitch was in there for a strike.
Kinkler still looking pretty good here. Had a solid first inning, 3 up, 3 down. Got a little bit shaky in the second inning. Did escape from a bases loaded situation. We got out with no runs allowed and has really settled down in the last couple here.
Beautiful night for baseball tonight. We had some rain, a lot of rain last night, early this morning, but things cleared up today, and we've got just a gorgeous night to play here in Xenia, Ohio.
And again, that's one of the benefits to having a turf field like we do here in Xenia. Makes it a whole lot easier to play when there's been a lot of rain recently. I believe I heard one of the coaches say before the game they're one of the few teams, or maybe the only team in the league to play 12 games so far.
And that is a benefit of having a field where they have the surface of being able to play. And of course, it's an advantage for your opponents when you can play more games and just get more live pitching, more at-bats. Hopefully that'll pay off for the Scouts here down the stretch.
Definitely true. And that's going to be a soft fly ball here, or pop up to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. Logan Madsen making the play there for the Scouts. 1 out now.
Third baseman.
And that's going to bring up the third baseman, Gavin Doyle. I believe I called him Nolan Doyle in the last inning, so I apologize for that. I think I got him confused with Nolan Clegg. Excuse me. Also on the Monarchs. Doyle's going to sit on that pitch. That'll be a ball. Count 1-0.
That ball taken for a strike. Gavin Doyle, a sophomore at Western Michigan University from Plainfield, Illinois.
He's hitting .267. Has 1 home run on the year. Monarchs have 4 home runs total this season.
The count now is 2-1, and the pitch swung on and missed for strike 2.
And you can tell us from his reaction after that, he really wanted that one back.
Looks like a good pitch to hit there, and he took a good cut at it. 2-2 the count. The delivery by Canclers. High for ball 3. Count is full. Nobody on, still no score, top of the 4th. Payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled back.
Good at bat here so far for Doyle. A lot of guys would tell you anytime you can take a pitcher at least 6 pitches is a good at bat, and that was the 6th pitch. However, that was a swing and miss for a strikeout.
Yeah, he's kicking himself in the cleats with that one, but good at bat though still.
And that will be Cancler's 5th strikeout of the evening.
Well, his first start is going pretty solid so far for Canclers. Next up, that brings up the first baseman.
Home plate umpire checks with the umpire down on first base. He did not go. That'll count as a ball. And that pitch will also be a ball. Count now 2-0. And it's going to be a high fly ball out here to right field. But a routine pop-up for the 3rd out of the inning. We'll be right back here with the bottom of the 4th. The Xenia Scouts will be batting
on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We go to the bottom of the 4th. The Scouts due up. Second baseman Logan Matson in the 2-hole leading off the inning for the Scouts. The pitch swung and foul tipped for strike 1.
A pretty quiet game here again so far as we are in the bottom of the 4th with no runs scored, only 2 total hits, or 3, excuse me. 2 by the Monarchs, 1 by the Scouts, and that'll be fouled back to the backstop. Now 2 strikes, no balls.
Jesse Heikkinen, a senior out of junior out of Michigan State University on the hill for the Monarchs, and pitching well so far. Actually, both pitchers on both sides are pitching well tonight through 3.5 innings. The pitch, high for ball 2.
Heikkinen tried to change the speed up a little bit there, but just left that one high. Didn't have as good command. I think you kind of see it slip out of his grip a little bit as he let that pitch go. Now this is the first game so far, and again it is early. It's only the 4th inning where the Scouts have not recorded a run.
2-2 the count now. Jesse Heikkinen. The pitch. Swung on and missed. It's a strikeout for Jesse Heikkinen. And Logan Matson goes down swinging. That'll bring up Hunter Delanoy, who made the nice running catch at the end of last inning.
Now stepping to the plate.
Again, continuing just to move right along here. This is a little bit different than what some of the Scouts games have been recently this year. We were commenting in our break here in between innings. Earlier this season, the Scouts had a 3-game series with the Hamilton Joes? With the Hamilton Joes. One of those games, the Scouts lost 22-12. The Joes exploded for a 14-run fourth in that game, or one of those games. On all 3 of those games were actually very high scoring. 7-3, 22-12, and 12-3.
Swung on by Delanoy. Sky ball, foul territory. Third baseman out of play.
And that'll hit on top of the roof here of the seats behind home plate.
You might have heard that clang there. So that'll be a 1-1 count here on Hunter Delanoy. First pitch was taken for a ball. Heikkinen delivers. Swung on and chopped at the first base line. Fair ball.
He's going to let that one go foul.
That was foul.
Kind of really pretty lucky for the Scouts there. Could have been a very easy out had that one stayed fair. Would have been easy enough to just sit in the baseline and wait for him to get the tag. Wouldn't even need to run over to first base.
Looked like the old my ball, my bag drill.
Exactly.
That brings us to 1-2 the count here on Delanoy. Steps back in. The pitch, and that's just a bit outside.
Yeah, wisely letting that one go.
Even the count to 2-2.
You always get a little bit of antsy when you're in the box and have 2 strikes. It's hard to be patient. Wow, and again, that was a pretty good pitch there, just a little bit low for Heikkinen, so that's going to go to full count, 3-2 now. So really good job being patient here in the box for Delanoy.
It almost looked like Heikkinen rushed the pitch there. And that was a nice one, but taken for a ball, and that'll put the Scouts on base.
Yeah, and again, that was a really good pitch, really good, really well located. Really could have been easily taken for a hit had Delanoy chosen to swing at that. But again, just knowing it was a ball coming in, letting it go, taking the easy first base, definitely no shame in taking a walk there.
He showed a lot of discipline, and there haven't been a whole lot of base runners in this ball game yet. So we'll see if the Scouts can get something going here.
Yeah, definitely want to do anything they can. Maybe we'll turn to a little bit of small ball here, but not going to yet here. A high fly ball out to center.
Steven Saunders hit that ball, not deep to center for the routine play, and that'll be 1 down for the Scouts here in the 4th inning. So if you just joined us, welcome. It's no score here at Grady's Field. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th inning. And the pitcher, Cody Kinkler, is coming to bat now, batting 5th for the Xenia tonight.
That is worth noting. That was Delanoy's 17th walk on the season. He leads the team in that stat category.
Scouts opting to not have a DH tonight. Cody Kinkler is on the hill for him and batting in the number 5 spot.
Well, actually, I was talking with one of the coaches about this before the game, with the decision to start Kinkler as the pitcher. He is the regular DH, and the way they did leave him as the DH in the lineup. That way, if they choose to bring in another pitcher later in the game, he can still hit and stay in. They don't have to take him out as a substitution. So, good management there by the Xenia coaching staff.
Good baseball strategy.
And we're going to get a runner here. And Delanoy will make it in. Sliding head first, just under the tag.
Good read by Hunter Delanoy. He really just read the pitcher well and got a good jump.
That'll be his 4th stolen base on the season. Has not been caught yet.
This is, I believe, the first time the Scouts have had a runner in scoring position. Is that right?
I believe so as well, yeah. And it is noted in only now 13 games, that is the 31st stolen base here by the Xenia Scouts. So it is good to see here that when they get guys on, they're trying to be aggressive. And Kinkler is trying to drop one in here into right field. And they're going to call that a drop. So it's going to score the first run of the game. Kinkler is going to make it into second base with a double. And we're starting to get a little bit of excitement here in Xenia.
Well, that crowd of 63 is really on their feet now, cheering for their hometown Xenia Scouts. That was a good piece of hitting, a good flare to right by Cody Canclers, and wow, that ball almost caught by the right fielder. Who was that?
That was Burnett. Really great hustle getting there, but just had a hard time beating it, getting to the spot before the ball did. So really just covered a lot of distance there. Great effort from him. Wasn't quite able to get there for the out. So again, 2 outs, but good work there with runner in scoring position.
And the pitch now by Heikkinen swung on and missed. That's Will Acuff, the left fielder.
Count 0-1 for him now. And that one inside. Has to back out a little bit to avoid being hit. Acuff had the first hit of the evening for the Xenia Scouts. He's 1 for 1 today.
Acuff from Huntsville, Alabama. He's one of 3 outfielders from Xenia who are actually from Alabama.
And hard hit ball to right field, but that will be the 3rd out. Easy line out there for Burnett. So 1 more hit, 1 run scored, first run of the game, 1-0 now. Xenia Scouts on top. We'll be right back here for the top of the 5th on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Hey folks, remember now you can catch every inning of Scouts baseball this season, even when you can't make it to the ballpark. Our broadcasters bring you every pitch of Scouts baseball live all season long on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. Just go to www.xeniascouts.com and click on the radio tab. Or you can head to youtube.com and search up Xenia Scouts Radio. We hope to have you aboard.
All right, welcome back here to Xenia at Grady's Field. This will be the top of the 5th inning. Xenia Scouts took the lead in the last inning here, now on top of 1-0. Cody Cancler is still on the mound. The left fielder, Jordan Schaefer, up now for the Lake Erie Monarchs. And he'll take the first pitch there low, a little bit in the dirt. Now, if you're ever wondering what it's like to be in the major leagues and, maybe try to take a bunt, you could ask Max Scherzer, pitcher for the Nationals. Just got a notification that he squared up for a bunt and got hit in the face and broke his nose.
Ouch.
So even the pros mess up sometimes. If you're a little leaguer listening to this and maybe got hit by a pitch recently or whatever, take some comfort in knowing that it's the big guys too.
That ball sharply hit to the left and fielded by the 3rd baseman for the Scouts. That is number 9. Brandon Wilson. He throws over to first for the easy out. And we've got 1 down here by 1 down for the Monarchs.
Yeah, good defense there from Wilson, having to go a little bit to get to that ball, cut it off from the shortstop, making a little bit of an off-balance throw to get the out there. And a good first pitch strike for Canclers. Still going strong here through 5.
This is Kyle Burnett, the batter, senior from Northwestern.
It's Northwestern Ohio, I believe, right? Not just Northwestern?
Northwestern University.
Oh, I stand corrected. University of Northwestern Ohio is pretty close to where I'm from. I live in Lima, Ohio, home of the Lima Locos, actually, who are also in the Great Lakes College Summer League.
That ball slightly outside for a called ball.
And some of the home crowd here
Reacting to that pitch,
letting
yeah.
the umpire know they weren't big fans.
Not happy with that pitch. Well,
But I think from our point of view, it was a little bit outside. I agree with the umpire on that one. He's called a pretty good game
that
here
ball
so
swung
far.
on and drilled to right center. That's going to easily be a double. All the way to the wall. He's looking free, and he trots in there for looks like a stand-up triple.
And that's how you want to get things going here. And after the easy first out to lead off the inning, that's how you want to pick up your team. Really start putting some damage here in for the Monarchs.
Stand-up triple by Kyle Burnett. One down for the Monarchs, but a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and that's really big for Kyle Burnett. He came into this game only hitting 125 on the season. Didn't get a hit in his first at bat, so that was huge for him to get some confidence back for sure.
Confidence booster, absolutely.
Now we'll see what Canclers and the scouts can do here to avoid letting the score be evened up here.
Now Brendan Regan, the batter. He steps in, takes the ball. Senior from Indiana State, and that is a sky ball. Shortstop under it, makes the catch. And 2 down now for the Scouts.
That's definitely what you want to see here. If you're Cody Canclers, just getting the easy out, making a good pitch, getting the guy to swing, and trusting your defense. And that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter here, Jordan Rogers.
The catcher.
Jordan Rogers.
And again, Rogers, a guy that's struggled here this season so far, also hitting under 200, has 2 strikeouts on the day. This is a guy that you want to get through for Canclers. That's going to be a high fly ball out to right. But great job there getting under it and getting the out for Hunter Delanoy. So that'll bring the end of the inning. Great job from the Scouts avoiding any damage there.
They maintain a 1-0 lead. We've gone through 5.5. We go to the bottom of the 5th. That was no runs on 1 hit and no errors. And we'll be right back for the bottom of the 5th inning. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Hey fans, do you wish you had some of that team gear you see the Xenia Scouts wearing? We've got game hats, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and many other items you can purchase to support your Xenia Scouts. Go ahead and do it.
And we're back here at the bottom of the 5th inning. Leading off the inning for the Xenia Scouts is third baseman Brandon Wilson. The pitch. Down low, ball 1. Jesse Heikkinen still on the hill for the Monarchs. Giving up 3 hits through 4 innings. That ball is driven to right field, not deep. Right fielder will come in to make the easy play. So 1 down for the Scouts.
And that's Burnett there making the play in right field. Great job getting under that one. After giving up a hit in the last inning to let a run in, good to see him get back and make a play.
Next batter is number 9 hitter, the center fielder Brett Carson. If you just joined us, the Scouts lead 1-0. That pitch is outside for ball 1. It was hit on a fly ball that dropped for a double, which scored the runner from second. And that's been all the scoring so far in this game.
Monarchs threatened last inning with a triple, but 2 quick outs were made after that, and still kept the Monarchs scoreless.
This game really has been a pitching duel so far.
That'll
That ball taken for a strike.
Yeah, count now 3-1. Great job there from Carson, just not doing too much.
And both pitchers pretty evenly matched. I mean, just 3 hits for the Monarchs and 2 for the Scouts. That ball, another taken, strike 2. Full count now on Carson. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He goes down swinging. That'll be 2 down for the Scouts. That'll bring up the leadoff hitter, the shortstop, Brett Williams.
Actually, we had a slight discrepancy there. That was Ben Clausen there. This will be Brendan Wilson.
No, this is Brett Carson.
Or this is Brett Carson. Excuse me again. Last batter that struck out was Brandon Wilson. This is Brett Carson.
We're human, people. That ball swung on and missed.
Good looking pitch down the middle. Count now 1-1. Again, there are 2 outs. Ball inside. Count now 2-1. Again, pretty easy game here so far. It's going really quick. I mean, except for that 1 run that was scored in the bottom of the 4th here by the Scouts. It's been almost every inning has been a 3-up or 3 down, maybe a 4th batter involved. And really, the only guy that's had much defensive action has been the right fielder Burnett for the Monarchs and the 3rd baseman Doyle. So pretty quiet game here so far, and that'll be a walk issued here to Carson. So 2 outs, 1 man on first.
Carson, when he's not playing center field, is a pitcher for the Scouts. He's actually listed as a pitcher on their roster, but doing the catching tonight. He attends Muskingum College, and he's from Asheville, Ohio. Now batting for the Scouts is the shortstop Brett Williams. First pitch fouled back.
Muskingum not too far away in Zanesville, Ohio, kind of the other side of the state, but as in southeast Ohio, not southwest, but fairly close to home.
And he steps back into the box here. Heikkinen will check the runner at first and deliver a pitch, and that is looped to center, but attempt to jump and make the catch was the shortstop, missed it, and the ball will go into the left center field for a single.
Yeah, and great job there for Brett Williams, just seeing the curveball sitting on the break, just letting that hang there for a minute, letting the pitch come to him and just driving it into the short center field. So good job there. Definitely could have made a play there by the shortstop and had the out to end the inning, but instead we now have runners on first and second, and the Scouts are threatening again with 2 outs.
Well, the scorekeeper does count that as a single. And like Aaron said, it's runners on first and second for the Scouts here, with Logan Matson threatening.
And he'll take that one a little bit high. It's across the plate, but up around his chin. All right, Heikkinen now comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. Catcher Saunders threatens to throw back to first base, but first baseman was not covering there. Smith is playing off the bag wisely in case of a hit. Count now 1-1.
Heikkinen looks. checks the runners. Takes a long look at second base. And time has been called.
Matson's going to help him out there.
Is that Matson that called time?
Yeah, I believe so.
Wanted to buy himself some time up there.
Carson's out there dancing around second base a little bit. Just trying to make the pitcher nervous any way he can.
Well, Heikkinen steps off. Looks a little uncomfortable out there, especially since the first couple of innings.
This is what baseball is all about here. You know, it's really mind games between the pitcher and the catcher, or not the catcher, excuse me, the pitcher and the batter. And that's going to be
way outside and high.
Yeah, definitely saw that one slip out of Heikkinen's hand. He wanted that one back.
This is where just the casual baseball fan will, be kind of maybe a little bit anxious about what's going on here. I mean, this is where the game can feel kind of slow for the non-baseball fan, but the person who really is into the game can appreciate the beauty of just the pace here and the anticipation of what's going to happen. That pitch is taken for strike 2.
In for a called strike. So now 2-2 here. Or, excuse me, the count is 2-2. Score is still 1-0, and Carson's still out there dancing around second base. Personally, I would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive there. There's really no move from either the second baseman or the shortstop to come check him. I'd like to see him take another step towards third.
He certainly could, and that pitch is swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll end the inning and end the threat for the Scouts.
So all that excitement for nothing, folks.
Score still 1-0. Scouts lead after 5. We had 1 hit, a walk, no runs, and no errors. And score is still 1-0. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
We'll be right back.
Hey fans, just a reminder, you can keep up with your Xenia Scouts on social media, even when the boys are on the road. Follow us on Twitter at Xenia Scouts. Like our Facebook page or check out our official website, www.xeniascouts.com. Leading off, number 11, Peter On.
All right, welcome back here to Xenia here at Grady's Field. Lights are on. It's a nice, beautiful game here. Great evening for baseball.
Top of the 6th inning, Cody Kinkler is still on the hill for Xenia, pitching strong so far, only giving up 3 hits through 5. Count now 1-0.
Make that 1-1. Great pitch there. Painted the corner.
Number 11, Peter On, batting for the Monarchs. He's in the 2-hole, 0 for 2 so far tonight, the left fielder. He waits for the pitch, swung on and fouled back to the net. And the count now 1-2.
This is one of those times I almost wish we didn't have a net here. There was a minor league baseball game a few weeks ago. I'm sure you saw this, Joel, where the announcer was calling the game, and there was a foul ball that caught, and he caught it, and he was commentating the play the whole time, and then the ball comes back, and I caught it. I'm so proud of myself. It's kind of how he was talking, and I really wish we had that opportunity here, but unfortunately we don't.
We're pretty well protected back here.
Yeah.
Kinsler's next pitch was taken high for a ball, and that one is drilled to the right side of the infield, but fielded cleanly by the second baseman, who flips it the first for the first out.
Yeah, good solid play there from Logan Matson, just sitting back, letting that ground ball come to him, making a good clean throw to Saunders for the first out of the inning.
The same thing happened during an Indians game a few weeks back. The ball landed right by Jim Rosenhaus. It was Tom Hamilton who was voicing that inning, but I remember him saying, and that ball is hit right by Rosie.
Sounds exactly how Hamilton would call that one, but probably shouldn't talk too much about the Indians around here. We've got a lot of Reds fans in the area, I'm sure, being down close to Cincinnati.
Indians and Reds split last week against each other. That pitch taken for a strike. Cankler's count 1-1.
He's still working pretty well here.
On the center fielder, Clegg. Hesitation pitch again. A little high and outside.
Yeah. Really, we've had a lot of exciting times here in Major League Baseball recently. Seen in the last, I believe, week, maybe 2 weeks, 2 straight steals of home plate. One by Francisco Odor is his first name, from the
Rangers.
Excuse me, thank you. And then another Indians player recently,
Leonis Martin.
Right. Also, just pitcher wasn't looking. No one was really covering home. He just took off and slid right in.
Exciting play, and Cankler's a little upset with himself there. He just walked center fielder Clegg, and that's going to bring out the designated hitter, the cleanup hitter, Michael McLean from Wayne State University, a junior. He steps in. 1 down.
Not to be confused with John McClane from the Die Hard movies. This is not Bruce Willis on our baseball field here.
He is a big boy, though. Well, Aaron, I think 2 hits for the cycle as well recently in the last week. Is that right?
I believe so.
By also Indians player Jake Bowers.
Right. And
was just 4 days before somebody else.
My favorite player, that guy. Somebody else. Yeah.
Well, McLean took a long pause there. Yeah, Cankler's, took a long pause there. Stepped off the mound. Counts 0-1. He looks in, makes the pitch.
And we got a runner going.
Hit sharply to shortstop, and he hesitates cannot get the runner at second, but makes the play at first. So that's 2 down now for the Monarchs.
Yeah, that's an effective hit and run. Even though McLean got out at first, still a great job by him making solid contact, advancing the runner, and just a good piece of running there as well by Clegg to make sure the double play wasn't an option for the Scouts.
And the tying run for the Monarchs now on second base.
So 2 outs now. Not a lot of room to make things happen,
Cankler
but
makes
there's a
the
pass
pitch, and the ball gets past the catcher. And making it easily to third is that Clegg?
That's Clegg still on third base now. So after, he kind of took off at first and just walked into third base, just nice and easy. He didn't have to hustle too much.
Well, that ball really doesn't bounce back once it gets to the backstop, and he just had all kinds of time to get to third base.
Yeah,
wasn't going to try for home though.
Pretty deep backstop here at Grady's Field as well. Definitely a lot of room to run. Not a lot of room for the defense to make an error. But if you're on third base, or really any base, just looking to make a move up the bases here, that's a good way to do it.
It makes it easy. Makes it easy for the base runner. Gavin Doyle now batting for the Monarchs, and he has got 2 outs with a runner on third base. Count 1-0. And that pitch is low for ball 2. And Cody Cankler is in a little bit of trouble here.
2-0, but still 2 outs. You just got to remember that he doesn't have to do too much here. Sometimes it's easy for a pitcher to kind of bring it all on themselves here and really try to aim the ball a little bit. Really, it's just pitch and catch with himself and his catcher. Just got to make sure he puts it above the plate or around the plate, and if contact gets made, just got to trust his defense here.
He made a good pitch there, but it was called for ball 3, and that one is right down the pipe for strike 1. 3-1 the count now.
And Doyle again hasn't done much at the plate today, but had a great defensive game over at third base.
The pitch inside ball 4.
So he's going to walk and put runners on the corners. Not what he wanted to do there, but again, Cankler can't let this one get to his head. He's just got to sit back, relax, just focus on throwing straight to the mitt.
Looks like Bubba Cates is going to call timeout.
Number 5, Mitchell.
And we'll see what happens here. Looks like
Number 5, Mitchell Smith.
A little bit of a mound conversation here. The manager going to talk to his players.
we might be making a pitching change. We'll see what happens here. No signal yet. No one's coming in from the bullpen, so it looks like we're just going to take a visit here. Oh, now it looks like he is motioning to the bullpen. I'm not sure who we're getting. My view's kind of blocked. Was it?
There has been some activity in the Scouts bullpen. We're unclear who that is back there.
I guess that was just a motion to bring the whole infield together. Excuse me for the confusion. Again, if you're watching with us at home or listening on the radio, it is still 1-0. Here the Scouts are on top. In the top of the sixth, there are 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Cody Kinclers has had a pretty solid pitching game here so far. 5 strikeouts, 4 of those swinging. He's had just this inning has lost a little bit of command. 1 pass ball allowed the runner to advance to third. And again, there are 2 outs, not a whole lot of room to stress here. I think that meeting was just kind of to kind of calm the team down here and just say, hey, settle down, play your game. We'll get this through here, and we'll kind of maybe adjust the next inning if we need to.
Well, the mound conversation is over. Scouts clinging to a 1-0 lead. Each team has 3 hits. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Kincler looks and he delivers. That ball is swung on and foul down the third base line.
Yeah, that's definitely one that he's going to want to. He would have wanted to have put in play for an easy out, easy ground out there. But again, just to have a swing and a soft foul ball for the first strike, get ahead in the count, 0-1. That's what he wants to see now. Kincler does throw over to first, checks his runner there, but he will be safe. Runners going. Wisely no throw to second base. It's always dangerous territory when you have runners in the corners. The runner goes and trying to balance out. Do you try to get that runner at second or avoid the run at home? And that's going to hit off the glove up the middle.
Trouble. And safe thrown over at first base and safe. Run will score for the Monarchs there. That ball was sharply hit right back to the mound. Kincler just couldn't make the grab, and the ball trickled down to second base.
Number 17.
And the effort was made to get the runner out still, but unfortunately that's a run let for the Scouts and Cody Kincler. And Bubba Cates calling another timeout here. And this time he's gonna pull the pitcher.
That is the second inning, and if you're watching with us and don't know the rules of baseball too well, if a pitcher or if a coach or manager makes 2 visits in the same inning, he does have to make a substitution. So we're going to see a pitching change here. Kincler's visibly frustrated as he goes to the dugout, but again, because he's in the DH spot, he will get to be in the lineup still. This won't count as a substitution entirely. The new pitcher will just slide into the pitcher's role and will not hit.
And the Scouts do need his bat. He's had a couple of hits already tonight. Good effort on the mound, though. 5 strikeouts for his first start. That is 5 2/3 innings pitched.
And again, Kincler's was not originally slated to start tonight. It was Tim Watkins was the scheduled starter, had a little bit of an injury, I believe in his hand, in his fingers, just some soreness or something, but wasn't able to pitch tonight. So Kincler stepped in as a late minute start. Excuse me. So really love, if you're a Xenia Scouts player or part of the coaching staff or a fan, you definitely love to see that effort from him and him being able to step in and perform like that under pressure. But right now, our new pitcher here looks like number 17, Justin Rasmussen, 6-foot pitcher here from Bethel University in Mishawaka, Indiana. Now, I'm a graduate of Huntington University, also in Indiana. And Bethel was in our league, the Crossroads League, part of the NAIA. So Bethel, pretty decent baseball program over there. I think they made some waves the last couple years especially, so it'll be interesting to see what he can bring here to the table for the Scouts.
Pitching now for the Xenia Scouts.
We'll go ahead and take a quick break here and let him finish warming up. We'll be right back. This is the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. All right, welcome back on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We took a short pause there for a pitching change here late in the 6th inning, and we have a correction. This is number 17, Riley Landrum from Cedarville University.
Apologize for that mistake there. We actually have 2 17s on our roster sheet we were given, but yeah, number 17, the pitcher, Riley Landrum from Cedarville, just down the road here from Xenia, Ohio. I heard it's a good school. And he's pitching to number 17 of the Monarchs, and there's a ball thrown way into the center field. That's going to score another run for the Monarchs. Boy, that was just, unfortunately, a bad play for the Scouts there. There was a steal attempt for second base. If he had made a good throw, he probably could have got him, but that ball sailed into center field, allowing the runner on third to score. It's now 2-1 Monarchs.
Yeah, definitely could have got him. Ben Clausen let that one get away, and you can tell he was pretty upset after that. Again, it was a situation where there were runners in the corners, and what happened there was runner took off for second base, and really he didn't go full sprint either. I think he might have assumed he had some more times. Clausen tried to throw him down, and they definitely had an opportunity, but again just overthrew him, let the ball go in the center. He got to second easily. The runner from third scored, and now the score is 2-1. So Monarchs have taken the lead, in this inning.
Kind of a risky move here with 2 outs to really make that attempt, but it worked out well for the Monarchs, and it's 2-1. That pitch drilled back to the backstop.
So that's going to allow the runner to easily get from second to third, and that was a walk as well, just on 4 balls.
That was Jordan Schaefer batting for the Monarchs, and he easily makes it to first base.
So Landrum came in here, really pretty rough start for him. He can't imagine he's too happy letting his first batter get an easy walk.
Well, that first run charge to Canclers.
True.
But still, having a rough start so far in an inning of relief.
And again, this is where baseball is such a mental game. Really the Scouts don't want to do too much here. And again, the runner's going to go to second.
Another first and third situation, but it's about 3 in a row here, and the Monarchs continue taking advantage.
I mean, it's great baseball. Clausen, especially after making that last error, wisely did not throw that time.
Well, there's no reason to. I mean, there's really no damage from having runners on second and third and first and third.
Yeah, it does definitely help the Monarchs to have a runner on second instead of first, because it breaks up any double play opportunity. But again, with 2 outs, you only need 1 out. But still, easy base is usually how that goes. And Landrum is kind of settling in here a little bit. That one crowd a little upset, but looked like a little bit inside here. So the count now 2-1. But he definitely looks more comfortable with this batter than he did with his first. We can't really see the bullpen from where we are here in the press box, but I kind of wonder if he didn't have plenty of time to warm up. That's going to be soft hit. Oh, that's going to be called foul. Hit off the batter in the box.
This is Landrum's 7th appearance of relief work. 12.1 innings pitched with an ERA of 5.67.
So not the greatest numbers from your reliever to have an ERA over 5, but definitely when there's only been 13 games and he's appeared in over half of them, definitely shows a lot of trust here from the coaching staff of the Scouts to have him be the first guy coming out of the bullpen.
That pitch is swung on and dribbled back to the mound. Landrum makes the play, and Xenia gets out of the inning. But the damage has been done. Monarchs take the lead 2-1 on how many hits in that inning?
I believe only 1.
Just 1 hit, but a couple of miscues by the Scouts and good base running by the Monarchs. They take the lead 2-1. After 6.5 innings, it's 2 runs, 4 hits for the Monarchs, 1 run on 3 hits for the Scouts, and that'll be your score halfway through. Excuse me, we're a little over halfway through, but we're having a lot of fun here. And we'll be right back with you for the bottom half of the 6th on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
the plate for the bottom of the sixth. Right fielder, number 2, Hunter Delanoy.
All right, welcome back here to Grady's Field, home of the Xenia Scouts. Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning, we have the right fielder, Hunter Delanoy. Delanoy, I believe, scored the run earlier for the Scouts, recording his 17th walk of the season, getting a stolen base, and then scoring from second on the Canclers double. The count now 1-1.
And Jesse Heikkinen, returns back for the bottom of the 6th for the Monarchs.
That pitch a called strike. Count now 1-2. Here's the pitch. Delanoy swings. He's ahead of that one, though. Sent that one pretty far, but very foul down the right field line.
Just a long strike.
Count now 1-2. Now, again, if you're just joining us, I'm Aaron Failer, joined here with my older brother Joel Failer. It's great to call this game with him and having a good time. And we just got a text from our mom. Our parents are listening, and they said they're enjoying it. We're doing a great job. So thanks, Mom. Appreciate it. You have to say that, though, because you're our mom. If anyone else wants to leave some real objective comments, we'd take those too.
That ball's drilled to center field, and what a running catch by the center fielder. That was Clegg, who made the nice catch for the Monarchs. That's 1 out.
Yeah, that definitely looked like it was going to fall in for at least a single there, at least a very long single. But Nolan Clegg got a great break on that ball as soon as it came off the bat. Was immediately tracking it to his right, made a great play on that. And stopped what was at least a base hit here for Delanoy. So the first baseman now, Steven Saunders, up to the plate.
He takes the first pitch high for ball 1.
Saunders is going to foul that one back over the third base dugout. Excuse me. Count now 1-1 with 1 out. Again, this is the bottom of the 6th. High breaking ball.
Saunders batting .347 on the year through 12 games, 49 at bats, and 17 hits. 7 of those doubles. The pitch swung on and missed. And now the count is brought to 2-2.
Great pitch there by Jesse Heikkinen. Just pulled the string out on that one. And that one's going to be wisely left down in the dirt there from Saunders. Working the count here, now full, 3-2.
Saunders 1 home run already this season.
Definitely be a nice jolt for the Scouts if he could put one into play here. Over the fence would be nice as well. But anything in play would be good. And that one's going to be a hard hit foul ball down the first base line. Count still full, 3-2.
Saunders hit that first home run in the second game of the season. Excuse me, that was actually just a couple days ago, June 16th.
On Father's Day, actually.
Father's Day on Sunday.
And that'll be a high foul ball back over the backstop. So good at bat here from Saunders, staying alive, fighting things off here.
It's got a battle up there.
And the umpire gets some fresh baseballs from the Scouts dugout. And here's Heikkinen with the pitch. And Saunders again, another foul ball down the first base line. So he's really timing up Heikkinen pretty well, getting those breaking balls well timed and taken care of here.
He looks pretty relaxed up there. Looks like he's just ready to sit back and drill one. And that ball is swung on and dribbled to the second baseman, but it's going to be an easy out. Saunders hustled to first base, but it's not going to be in time, and that'll be a second out for the Scouts.
Yeah, just a good pitch lower in the zone. Saunders got on top of it. Wasn't able to get under it and lift it up too much. Just kind of drilled it right into the ground and straight at the second baseman. So that'll be 2 outs now for the Scouts. That brings up the now DH, the starting pitcher also for this game, Cody Canclers. Again, Canclers went 5 2/3 in this game, had 5 strikeouts, and does have a double and 1 RBI, and that was a
big cut by Canclers.
Yeah, nice breaking ball that, and you can tell he's smiling a little bit on that one. He knew he was he was timed up for a fastball, and ball got there a little later than that.
Yep. He was a little earlier on that pitch, and you could tell he wanted it by the cut he took.
Ready to take that one for a ride.
Yep.
And that one is a fastball, but
yeah, another swung and miss there by Kinclers, and
he's just got to settle down. He's getting too ahead of himself here.
I think he really wants those runs back. He wants to do what he can now to get his team back in this game.
Now 0-2 puts a hard one down the shortstop, but he's gonna have to work hard to get over to first, and he does not beat that one out. So it'll be a good put out there from the shortstop Reagan. So that's going to bring us to the end of the 6th inning. We'll be back at the top of the 7th. Score is still 2-1. This is the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. We'll be right back.
Just wanted you to know, the Scouts would like to say a big thank you to Apex Church for providing the post-game meal tonight. Stepping to the plate to lead off the 7th, number 27, Brendan Regan.
All right, leading off here for the Lake Erie Monarchs here in the top of the 7th, Brendan Regan.
The shortstop.
The shortstop, thank you. Riley Landrum still on the mound here for the Scouts. Starts off with the first pitch strike. He definitely looks more comfortable in that one pitch alone than he did in his first couple batters. In the last inning, he came in relief of Kinclers. And that's a high breaking ball. You can tell that one just kind of slipped out of his hand. Lost control of it. Count now 1-1.
Riley's hometown is from Amanda, Ohio. And senior at Cedarville University.
Regan's going to foul that one off. Now 1-2 puts Landrum and the Scouts in a good position here to hopefully record an out. And here's the pitch, and we had a hard hit ground ball over to shortstop, and easy put out there. 6-3 put out from the shortstop to the first baseman.
You know, Aaron, you were mentioning about the relief pitchers, Riley Landrum's ERA, and it's just hard to really measure a relief pitcher by their numbers alone, because you come into a game in all different kinds of situations. Really, the number of runs you allow to score can vary depending on the situation, and it's just hard to really measure a relief pitcher by the numbers. But you were right about one thing, and that would be the coaching staff's confidence in Riley Landrum, and he's holding himself well out there at the start of this inning.
I'd like to think that I'm right about more than one thing, but
well, you are my brother.
Yep, the younger one of that. I'm always right. That's how it is. Nice pitch there from Landrum. Tell you, even from up here, there's a big grin on his face. He got that one to go. Just big curveball swing and a miss there from. This is Jordan Rogers, the catcher. Rogers still hitless in this game. And struck out looking. Great pitch, painted the corner. And Jordan Rogers knew it was a strike. He's going back to the dugout. Can't believe that he let that one go by.
We have some scores from around Major League Baseball. Detroit leads Pittsburgh 4-2 in the 5th inning.
Number 11,
Tampa Bay and New York, no score.
left fielder Peter Ron.
Angels over the Blue Jays 2-1. The Reds are playing host to the Houston Astros tonight. They lead 3-0.
It's a odd change of pace for the Reds. That's going to be a hard hit ball into the gap between first and second. It's going to be the left fielder.
Peter on.
Peter on getting a nice base hit there.
Nice job to get on by Peter.
Center fielder, number 22, Nolan Clegg.
The Mets are over the Braves tonight, 4-0 in the third. Battle of Chicago tonight. Cubs are hosting the White Sox. They lead 1-0. Cleveland over Texas, 1-0.
Landrum with a check throw over to first base.
Boston and Minnesota, no score, and Miami and St. Louis, no score.
So, pretty calm night for baseball so far, but we'll keep you updated as interesting things happen. Now Landrum throws over again, definitely a lot closer that time.
I'm seeing video
does
now.
Make it back to first base, and actually Saunders tried to go for the hidden ball trick there, but couldn't get Peter on to bite. He did have Landrum fooled though on the throw back, and again he's going to throw over to first. It's 3 times in a row here. Just going to play a nice little game of catch. On made it back safely all 3 times.
Seeing video here of Max Scherzer breaking his nose on that bunt. It was during batting practice.
Well, that's even worse.
I mean, you just don't want to get injured during batting practice.
That was something we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Max Scherzer apparently squared up for a bunt, got hit, and broke his nose. So he'll be out for a little bit. That's a big blow for a starting pitcher to do.
He's a good pitcher, too. And that ball dribbled to left side of the infield, but rolls foul.
Smart play. That would have been a really hard one to get an out on. So good job there from the third baseman, Wilson, for the Scouts. Just let that one roll foul. Touch it, make it dead, and we'll count that one as a strike. So count now 1-1.
More activity in the Scouts bullpen.
I'll tell you as well, Max Scherzer really has had a decent buzz for a trade market for this season as well. Nationals haven't been playing as good as I'm sure they would have liked, and it's one of the big names that's been going around as a trade target for contenders. But we'll see how that changes with the injury. That pitch will be a low and away, ball 2. Count now 2-1. Score is still 2-1. Monarchs are on top.
Can we make a case why there should be a DH in the National League?
You could.
I'm just joking.
I'm sure you could also make a case for why pitchers shouldn't take batting practice. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry about Max Scherzer. That really is painful. That pitch taken for a ball.
Speaking of bunts, Nolan Clegg did try to square up for one there. He pulled back in time though, so the count now 3-1. What I just don't understand is how it happening in batting practice. You know, the pitcher that throws BP is always so close. He's behind the cage, and they don't throw the ball very hard. So
right.
To think how he would have actually...
Like he just kind of threw his bat out there, and it just popped back up and hit him. It really wasn't a very good fundamental bunt. But that's why we're in the broadcast booth.
That's right. That's going to be
That ball's hit deep to left and over the fence. That ball is gone.
It's going to be a 2-run home run
Boy,
for Nolan Clegg. That's going to bring the score up here now to 4-1 here. Monarchs still on top. Still 2 outs in this inning. But I'll tell you what, that ball got out in a hurry. It just kind of hung there for a while. Wasn't sure quite how far it was going to go.
It looked like Will Acuff might have had a play on it. And that ball just kind of snuck over the fence in left center field into the woods. You won't see that ball for a while.
That's one of the things here about the ballpark here in Xenia is that the fence gradually gets taller as you move from the corners out to the center. So had that been down the line, it would have been easy enough for Acuff to reach over and put his glove over and make a grab. But out in left center and definitely in dead center field where it gets even taller, it makes it a little bit trickier to make a play out there.
Well, now the Monarchs lead 4-1 over the Scouts. We're in the 7th inning.
That pitch a little bit high there for Landrum, so now the count 2-0. And this is the DH Michael McLean up to bat now. And that's going to be a hard hit ball.
Sharply to left.
Made it past the third baseman. And he'll be on with a single. So what started out as a very promising game here for the Scouts has turned south here in the last 2 innings.
number 10.
Well, it started off as a pitcher's duel, Aaron, and just Jesse Heikkinen for Michigan Monarchs really has been winning that duel so far. He's still pitching for Monarchs as of last inning. The Scouts have since gone to their bullpen and have given up a 1-0 lead to be trailed by 3 now.
And Heikkinen's still going pretty strongly. That pitch from Landrum's going to fall in for a strike. The count now 0-1 to Nolan Doyle, the third baseman. Gavin Doyle, excuse me. But yeah, again, just Heikkinen's had a great game. I don't think there's any signs of him slowing down quite yet. Doyle's going to hit a hard fly ball out to center, and we'll see. And that will be an out. That's a good piece of fielding out there from Brett Carson. Tracking that one down and catching it over the shoulder. So more damage done. Home run by Nolan Clegg brings the total score now to 4-1. 8 total hits here for the Monarchs. Looking a little bit dire here in the bottom of the 7th for the Scouts. We'll be right back here on the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Stretch time.
All right, fans, it's time. It's time for the 7th inning stretch, presented by Snap Fitness. Pitching for the Monarchs, number 15, Andrew Carson. And leading off the bottom of the 7th, number 10, for the Scouts, Will Haycock.
All right, welcome back here to the lovely Xenia, Ohio. Again, it's been a great day for baseball. I'm Aaron Fahler, joined with my brother, Joel Fahler. Starting off the bottom of the 7th here, Will Acuff is going to fly out to
the third baseman again.
Third baseman, Gavin Doyle, again with, I believe, his 5th put out on the day. So he's had a solid day out in the field.
Yeah.
And we do have a new pitcher here for the Monarchs. It's going to be number 15, Andrew Carson. He is a 6'2", right-handed sophomore from Bowling Green State University. So nice easy trip up Route 75 here to get you up to BGSU, and that's where Carson plays in the season.
That ball ripped to rock.
Second base, and that will be an easy put out from second over to first. So now, quick, 2 pitches, 2 outs. Carson's making this look easy.
This is Carson's 5th game making an appearance in relief. He's pitched 5.1 innings of work, ERA of 2.62. The sophomore out of Rochester, Michigan.
That first pitch will be a strike there for the third baseman, Brandon Wilson. And that will be a strike 2. Wilson thought it was a little bit inside, maybe a little bit high, maybe both. But regardless, the count now 0-2. Andrew Carson making quick work here of the Scouts lineup. That's going to be a hard hit ball up to the shortstop. And good scoop there by the first baseman, and that will be the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down for the Monarchs. We'll be right back here. Score the same, 4-1. Again, we'll be right back here on the top of the 8th with the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Leading off the 8th for the Monarchs, number 5, Mitchell Smith.
Welcome back with us. We're at the top of the 8th inning here. Leading off for the Monarchs is Mitchell Smith. 4-1 is your score. Joel Faylor with you along with Aaron Faylor. Tyler Voss on video. That ball is sharply hit to center field, and that'll be an easy single for the first baseman.
Yeah, Landrum still on the mound here for the Scouts. Again, the senior pitcher out of Cedarville University, not too far away in Cedarville, Ohio. Again, is here. Came on, I believe, when the score was still 2-1. He's given up 2 more since then.
Well, Scouts management still faithful in their reliever, and that pitch falls for a strike.
And there is, again, more activity in the Scouts bullpen. Another right-hander's up. Can't tell who it is from here.
Second baseman Schaefer steps into the box here. The pitch, and a little inside, ball 1.
You know, and really that's one of the things that's interesting about, you know, a long baseball season. Landrum throws over to first. You know, from a management perspective, you know, some games you just have to decide, you know, to let a guy just eat innings, you know, and again, you know, they're only down 4-1 in the 8th. There's still time to definitely make up some runs here, and it's definitely still a winnable game. But, you know, sometimes it's always a question that management has to take care of is, you know, is this game whether we're really going to chase and throw our better guys here, or are we just going to let someone throw and eat some innings and just get us to the next day? You know, we're going to have another game with the Monarchs again tomorrow. So just interesting always and how management can approach a pitching situation like this when you're down.
The pitch inside, jam job to the third base line and drops foul.
I think he might have had a broken bat there. I thought maybe he saw some splinters, but
it sounded like it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, maybe not.
I think it's going to walk over and ask for a new bat there. Well, the count now 1-2, nobody out. And second baseman Schaefer getting a new bat there. Jordan Schaefer out of Indiana State University steps back in the box. The pitch swung on and dribbler off the mound.
Should be easy double play ball here.
The throw not in time to first, but they did get the out at second, so they got the force out. Scouts get the play at second base there, made by the shortstop. That was Brett Williams, but the throw to first was not in time.
Right fielder
So that'll be 1 down.
Burnett.
Still a runner on first.
And
And
good,
Kyle Burnett stepping in to bat now for Michigan.
good overall job there from the middle infield here of the Scouts. Definitely would like to see them.
The pitch over the head of Burnett.
Yeah, that was Burnett there. Again, as I was saying, definitely a good job. Seeing the middle infield get that lead runner and cutting off the lead, but definitely would love to see them turn the double play there.
The pitch.
Another hard hit ball
Swung
up the
on and
middle.
dribbled up the middle. Steps on second. Throws over to first. Got him.
So Williams takes that one himself on second, and then throws over to first. Great play there from the Scouts.
And that's will be no hits, no runs, and no errors. Score still 4-1. Go to the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Lots of good food. Get there quick. Pick up your popcorn. Do yourselves a favor. To the plate strides number 27, center fielder Brett Carson.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio. If you just joined us, the score is 4-1 Michigan Monarchs. That pitch is drilled to center field.
And that will get through. Hard hit ground ball up the middle. Definitely what you want to see here from Brett Carson.
That was Brett Carson there, looking second, but stayed at first. And nice piece of hitting there for the number 9 hitter. That'll bring up the leadoff. Brett Williams, the shortstop.
Williams.
It's always great when your number 9 hitter gets on base, because a lot of times your number 1 and your number 9 are almost interchangeable. Just with how, especially the higher up in competition you get, the better you get, the more you play baseball. It doesn't matter what team you're on, 1 through 9 can all hit well.
That's right.
And usually that 9 guy is a really quick, speedy guy that can get on base and really do some damage once he's there. So
that's right. Contact hitter, quick on his feet. That ball was outside for the 1-1 count. Williams looks over to the third base side for the call by manager Bubba Cates. Steps back in. The pitch is high for ball 2. Throw over to second, and not in time. Little offline there. Easily stolen base for Brett Carson. And like you were saying, Aaron, that number 9 hitter being quick on his feet, got a good read on the pitcher there and easily stole second. Now their Scouts can threaten with a runner in scoring position. They trail 4-1. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they need something going here to get back in this game.
yeah, and that throw was on time from Rogers, but it missed the shortstop Regan. So good job backing him up by the second baseman Schaefer.
And Carson led off with the fastball there. That's a countdown 3-1 on Williams. He took that 3-0 pitch, and there was another pitch painted the outside corner for a called strike. That'll bring the count to full. And with nobody out and a runner on second, now Brett Williams has got to make a decision on swinging at a good pitch or taking a bad one.
I heard a couple oohs and ahs of disbelief on the call from the home crowd. And
Breaking ball called strike 3. Williams looking up and can't believe it.
yeah, he knew that one as soon as the pitch came in, too. He just got fooled and frozen right there. So great pitch from Carson. Really doing his job to get himself out of a jam. Still runner on second. And that stolen base is now the 32nd stolen base on the season by the Scouts.
Well, that'll bring up Logan Matson, the second baseman here, stepping in with a runner on second, 1 out. That's Brett Carson standing on second base there, leading off rather. And the pitch is in there for a strike. And 0-1 the count now on Matson.
Yeah, another good look at that breaking ball from Andrew Carson that he just got Brett Williams struck out with.
Well, Carson confident in that breaking ball. It's working for him tonight. He takes the call, looks towards second, makes the pitch, and swung on and missed.
That one looked like it might have been something else that's off speed too. You know, a lot of pitchers, especially this level, have their kind of one go-to pitch. They have a good fastball, usually a four-seam, and they have a breaking pitch of some sort, and those are their main two. Looked like he might have thrown a third in there.
So the count now 0-2 on Matson. The pitch.
Good hold there from Matson to not go after that high one.
Yeah, check swing and took a ball there. So 1-2 now the count. 1 on, 1 out. Logan Matson the batter. Andrew Carson pitching for Michigan in relief. Looks
Again,
for the sign.
This is the bottom of the 8th, so not a lot of time here for the Scouts to get these runs back.
Carson looks towards second, checks the runner, and fires. And that ball hit him. Oh, it drilled him right on the shoulder, it looked like, or at least the inner part of his body. And the Scouts will take the base runner for sure. That ball looked a little painful there. It zipped right in there to hit Matson.
Yeah, now sometimes you get hit by a breaking ball that didn't break or whatever, and it's just a lot slower, doesn't hurt as bad. But that was definitely a fastball, just got away from Carson, hit Matson right in the shoulder. So they'll be feeling that one tomorrow. Definitely get some ice after the game, I'm sure. But
yeah.
Hey, again, as you said, for the Scouts right now, you take what you can get. You can get on base any way you can. Doesn't matter. In a situation like this, a walk is as good as a hit, and being hit is as good as a hit sometimes too.
Well, that'll bring up the right fielder Hunter Delanoy, excuse me, stepping in with 2 runners on, first and second, 1 out. And Carson will step off and just keep the runner on second honest there. That's Brett Carson, who led off the inning with a single.
And again, not seeing too much from the Monarch middle infield, looking to cover the second base. Regan did take a couple steps over there towards second, but
that pitch came back in on the outside corner for strike 1. Carson looking to keep his team in the lead right here. Obviously the Scouts are threatening and trying to come back in this game, and that pitch is high for ball 1.
You can bet Delanoy's going to do whatever he can here to continue this inning and bring in a run here. You got 1 runner in scoring position on second base. Got Matson on first, who was hit by a pitch, and now Delanoy, who did walk earlier in this game, is going to look to get on base. Here, he's going to take a ball there. Count now 2-1.
Two and 1 the count now. 1 down on the Scouts. They've got runners on first and second. Hunter Delanoy, the batter. The pitch is in there for a called strike.
Good looking pitch there that he let go down the middle. I personally probably would have taken a cut of that one.
Looked like a good pitch to hit there, and boy, a double or triple would have been sure nice for the Scouts. But he takes the strike, and it's 2-2 the count. The pitch swung on and bounced back to the pitcher. Throws it over to second for the out, and that's going to be 2 outs for the Monarchs. Carson will advance to third on the throw.
Yeah, Carson didn't have the greatest toss over from the pitcher's mound to second base. Didn't allow for to set up the double play. So definitely missed opportunity by Andrew Carson, the pitcher there. But now the Scouts find themselves in an interesting place. They have runners in the corners, one first and third, just like the Monarchs have had multiple times in this game where they've gotten some runs. So it'll be interesting to see how they run the bases here and how aggressively they attack. Now Steven Saunders is up, and he looked really good in his last at bat. Ultimately struck out.
Grounded out, I believe.
Ground out, excuse me.
Yeah, and that ball is fouled back. Relaxed pitch, swing there rather, and yeah.
Yeah, but Saunders was looking very comfortable in his last at bat, and is definitely going to try to get something going here for his team with 2 outs.
Well, Scouts just want to have their cleanup hitter on base right now, or at the plate right now. Well, first pitches are foul, so the count 0-2 quickly on Saunders.
And quickly in Carson's favor. Here's the pitch. Looks like another foul ball.
Way foul to the left and out of play. Looks like right over into the Scouts bullpen there. So 3 pitches all fouled off by Steven Saunders, the cleanup hitter for the Scouts. They do have runners on the corners. There are 2 outs. 2 strikes on Saunders. Doesn't look phased. He's not really showing much emotion up there at the plate and just looked relaxed and looking for a good pitch to hit. And that ball is drilled to right, way back, and to the right side, and it is a fair ball. Oh, home run by Steven Saunders.
Wow, and that opens up the ballgame. That brings it tie game now, 4-4. And we talked about having the cleanup hitter on at the plate, getting exactly what you want him there for.
Boy, talk about right timing for the Scouts. Steven Saunders just hung back on an 0-2 pitch, drilled that over the right field wall, and looked like it was going to go foul, but it landed fair over the fence, and for a 3-run homer, the score is now 4-4 Xenia. The score is tied at 4-4, but Xenia coming back to tie the game here on the bottom of the 8th on a 3-run homer by Steven Saunders. That brings up the designated hitter, Cody Canclers, and the pitch is in there, swing and a miss, strike 1.
Yeah, Canclers swung at a pitch in the dirt there. I think he was trying to go golfing for a second, maybe a little overexcited after following up the home run, but wisely sits back on that one. Count now 1-1.
Well, brand new ball game here for the Xenia Scouts, and unfortunately for Michigan Monarchs, Andrew Carson gave up a 3-run home run. That ball's hit sharply but foul down the left field line. Cody Canclers, who started this game on the hill for Xenia, pitched 5 2/3 innings and did a pretty good job. Just gave up 3 runs, 2 earned, but is up here now in the designated hitter spot. And swing and a miss. That's a past the catcher. He's going to easily get to first as the ball dribbles back.
And Canclers is going over to second.
He's going over to second. The slide and plenty of time.
And that's called heads-up base running right there. Now, if you weren't aware and you're watching the game, on a pass ball on a 3rd strike, you are allowed to run to first base. The only situation where you can't is if if first base is occupied. Now, if that's 2 outs, which there are now, if the runner at first would be able to run, and so would the batter in that situation. But with the bases clear, it doesn't matter. Canclers ran to first, saw that the catcher Rogers was still kind of just lazily getting back to the ball, and just took off for second base. Great heads-up base running right there.
It took the words right out of my mouth there, and I mean that really was great heads-up play. And that'll bring up Will Acuff, the next batter, with 2 outs. The pitch,
and
that's
going to
hit
be a
hard.
base hit, and that's going to bring in a run right here.
That's hit hard to right center.
Scouts take the lead now, 5-4.
And Canclers will easily score from second. Will Acuff standing on first with an RBI single, and the Scouts will take the lead now 5-4 in the 8th. Well, a 4-run inning so far for the Xenia Scouts, and they are all out of the dugout high-fiving, and just new life for the Scouts. What a brand new ball game, and that's going to bring a timeout for Monarchs manager, and he is going to bring his whole infield in for a conversation. Looks like a pitching change, possibly 2. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Clausen.
Well, we're back here in the 8th inning. If you just joined us, you've missed an exciting game so far. We've got Jack Phillips on the hill now for the Monarchs. Monarchs just went to their bullpen after giving up 4 runs so far in the 8th inning. Xenia was trailing 4-1 here at the start of this inning, and after a 3-run home run, and that pitch is drilled to right field.
Will Acuff going all the way to third. He'll get in easily.
And Ben Clausen smashed that pitch over to right field, moves the runner along to third, and another first and third situation here for the Scouts. Jack Phillips just came on from Fishers, Indiana, just came on to pitch for the Monarchs. Junior out of Northern Illinois University, and first pitch was drilled to the right field. Our score of the board looks a little more even now. It's 4 runs on 8 hits for the Monarchs and 5 runs on 7 hits for the Scouts.
Number 9, Brandon Wilson.
1 error for the Scouts and still 0 for the Monarchs. But
thank you,
again,
Aaron.
the score is 5-4. So regardless of the errors, Scouts are back on top.
Phillips looks down and delivers the pitch, and it's called upstairs, ball 1.
Phillips again taking some time here with the second pitch. That one will be in the dirt, and
it's going to be an easy move the runner along there.
yeah. Easy extra base there for Ben Clausen. Count now 2-0.
Brandon Wilson, the batter. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Count now 2-1.
Yeah, big swing, big miss there for Wilson. I think he was really trying to get a piece of what everyone else has been having this inning.
He wanted to join the party. I mean, the Scouts really have been putting on a hitting clinic so far as of late. The last few innings here, the last few batters, excuse me. That pitch is fouled off to the right. Count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs for the Scouts. They've come back for a 4-run inning here in the 8th. Score is Scouts lead 5-4. And Jack Phillips really looks down for a long time before making that pitch, and that ball is swung on, hit deep to left, and the left fielder going back. Camp Under will make the catch, and that'll bring the rally to an end here in the 8th inning. Xenia Scouts, a few hits there from the inning, including a 3-run homer. They come back to lead 5-4. We go to the 9th. You're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network.
Folks, how about grabbing a cold drink before the end of this game? Pick up something quick. Have it in hand. Hoping to celebrate. Just have them up. Bring all of us one.
We go to the top of the ninth here at Grady's Field in Xenia, Ohio, home of the Scouts. Scouts lead the Monarchs 5-4. And stepping on to pitch now for the Scouts, they bring in their closer tonight,
Jared Couch.
Jared Couch, making his 6th appearance. He's pitched 7 innings of work so far in this season, ERA of 1. The pitch is swung on and missed. Number 27, Brendan Regan, batting for the Monarchs. And that pitch is inside for ball 1. Couch, also out of Houghton College, from Allentown, Michigan.
Home crowd not too pleased with the call there, but it was a ball. Count now 2-1.
2-1, nobody out. Jared Couch on the hill, he delivers, and that ball is skied to just beyond the shortstop, and he will make the play for out number 1.
Easy play there for Brett Williams. Closer coming in here doing his job.
So 1 away for the Scouts. They have a 1-run lead. Score is 5-4. 1 out here in the 9th inning.
Number 1.
If they can get the last two here without giving up a run, they won't need to even hit to close out the 9th. So big opportunity here for the Scouts. First pitch here for Jordan Rogers, swinging a foul ball down the right field line.
Batting over 2 here tonight, the leadoff hitter for the Monarchs. Couch will step off. Reset here at the count 0-1. Couch fires. That ball in the dirt. Ball 2. Excuse me, ball 1. Count now 1-1.
I really hope there aren't any couches on fire, the way you said that. Just imagine, couches on fire in the streets in Xenia. That's what comes to mind right here.
I think if the Scouts high school football team won the state championship, I think you might happen to see a couch on fire somewhere in Xenia.
I'd really be disappointed if it didn't happen.
Well, yeah. That ball was way past the catcher there in the dirt and got away. Count now 2-1. 1 out now for Couch. The next pitch is in there for a strike, swung on and missed. And the count now 2-2.
Yeah, Jared Couch in here looking pretty good so far. Coming in here as the closer for the Scouts.
Just a bit outside now, full count.
Full count now. Couch does have 8 walks and 7 strikeouts in the season. Only 1 save. We're going to call time there. Looks like that came from the catcher.
Yep, Couch looked like he was almost in his pitching from the stretch there and just about raised his left foot and almost looked like a balk, but time was called, so no damage done. Count is full. 1 out. The pitch. Got him on the inside looking. Strike 3 call. And that's 2 outs now. Jared Couch has the Scouts within 1 out of having a comeback win here tonight.
Yeah, Scouts can really taste it now just being so close. They were, again, down 3 runs just an inning ago. In the bottom of the 8th, they came back, got 4 of their own, got back on top 5-4, and now
Number 11.
the Lake Erie Monarchs are on their last out here. See if they can make something happen.
So Jared Couch, the pitch, swung on and missed. He looks fired up right now.
Yeah.
He just looks locked in.
The crowd's really getting into it here, and
They're really backing him right now.
Peter On's going to see if he can do something here. He did have a base hit in his last at bat. He's going to see if he can follow that up.
The pitch.
That was a great looking pitch right down the middle. Maybe a little bit high for On's liking, but still a pretty good pitch. You can't afford to be too selective in a situation like this. Now, the count 0-2. Jared Couch is in the driver's seat.
Count now 0-2, 2 outs. Scouts lead 5-4. Top of the 9th inning. The pitch, and little upstairs for ball 1.
Just missed. Now count now 1-2.
Boy, Ben Clausen, the Scouts catcher, didn't have to raise his glove too much, but home plate umpire just called that just a bit high. And that pitch is a little inside now. And Jared Couch says, "You got to be kidding me."
And so do the Scout faithful here.
I mean, you just can tell by his body language. He's shaking his head.
It was a pretty good looking pitch. I thought either one of the last two.
So 2-2 the count now, and got him swinging. That'll be a strike 3 swinging. Jared Couch with the save.
And the Scouts get the victory here on a nice Tuesday evening in Xenia, Ohio. Always nice to get that home win. Great comeback here in the 8th inning. Overall, good ball game here from the Scouts. A lot of grit, a lot of resilience. Love seeing that from the home team.
Yes, sir. I mean, really a really great night for both teams. I mean, came on. It started off as a pitching duel. You saw some back and forth later in the game, and that's why when you go to a baseball game, you just got to hang around till the end. You can't leave at the 6th or 7th inning because you're going to miss possibly a really exciting game. And the Scouts could have easily just hung their heads and declared themselves losers of a 4-1 game. They kept hitting, they kept getting back up at the plate, and really kept making good cuts, and really fought hard. And with a couple of swings of the bat, they found themselves in the lead.
And that'll, again, as we close out our broadcast here, that will put the Scouts one game over 500 at 7-6 now on the season, and the Lake Erie Monarchs one game under 500 at 5-6. So again, great game here tonight. These two teams will be back at it again tomorrow, I believe, and that should wrap up our broadcast here. Now, I'm pretty sure you can probably hear from playing in the house here in the broadcast. Put me and Coach is playing here in the stadium, and what a better way to end a baseball game. Am I right, Joel?
That's right, Aaron. I mean, just a really fun night for baseball. A beautiful evening, clear, some clouds in the sky, but no wind. Just a really beautiful night. So after 8.5 innings, the Monarchs 4 runs on 8 hits with no errors. The Scouts 5 runs on 7 hits with 1 error. And the Scouts, again, coming back with a 4-run 8th here. And to close out this game with a 5-4 win, and really just some good momentum, good way to start this series for them. Thank you for joining us tonight. Don't forget to catch us next time on the Xenia Scouts home game. Again, you're listening to the Xenia Scouts Radio Network. I'm Joel Failer, Aaron Failer with me here, Tyler Voss on video camera. So long, everybody.